music festival to begin with. We did a residency in 2015 where we played every Tuesday, and then the next year we didn't want to necessarily do that again, but we wanted to do something that was special over the summer, and so we were going to do a one-day event, and then when we started talking to Livewire, we realized that there was the capability of doing a two-day event. And at first we were nervous about doing a two-day event because you split your crowd across 2 nights instead of 1 night. But the community just came together, and we had so many people excited and enthusiastic about being a part of it that it's sort of snowballed slowly from there year after year. The whole thing is bigger this year. We have 2 national touring artists, Consider the Source and Zach Deputy, playing, and we have a whole lot more community involvement, whether it's in the arts or in the yoga programs or the various workshops we have going on. Like I mentioned before, we have the 2 national artists, Zach Deputy and Consider the Source, and then we have a couple of our best friends, local bands that are also touring bands like we are, like the Orange Constant, who was originally based in Statesboro and moved here a couple of years ago, and Partials, who we've known for a long time.
I think if you came to see us, you'd probably realize that we're a rock band. I think, and then shortly after that, you would probably realize that we're a jam band. And then if we were to break it down to 3 topics, you would probably last realize that we're kind of a psychedelic rock jam band. Those, I think, are the 3 easiest ways to identify our band and our sound and the way we do things. I'm Nicholas Benson, playing the band The Orange Constant, play guitar. I've been here since the beginning. Band started in Statesboro, played down there for a few years at Georgia Southern, and then made its way to Athens.
I'm Andrew Brantley, also co-founder with Nicholas of the Orange Constant. Yeah, we met in a music fundamentals class at Georgia Southern and just started playing some guitar, learning some covers, and writing songs with each other. And we got a couple acoustic gigs around town and kind of went through a handful of different people just trying to jam with bassists and drummers and whatnot. And like you said, after a couple years of playing shows down there, we moved up to Athens. Well, I think everybody in this, little community that's going to be at Sigh in July, whether you're an artist or you're setting up a booth or whatnot, I think most of the people are friends with each other, but it gives everybody an opportunity to see what everybody's doing, For instance, Eileen and Amy, my girlfriend Eileen and her friend Amy, they're setting up like a workshop that's gonna be for their new business. So you get, a new business that's developing, and they get to kind of showcase it to all of these artists who are probably interested in what they're doing, nutritional therapy.
Well, I love that I know the people that are running the whole organization and that it's all Athens-based. I think that's cool. That to me sets it apart. I don't know. I don't really have the same connection with other festivals like I do these guys. It's been a relaxed feeling through the whole process, as well as being really informed throughout the whole thing. The community is great. Kind of get everybody together.
My name's Adriana, and I sing and play percussion for Partials, and Partials is a band that I'm in, and I like it.
Basically, we're trying to make people dance, but we're trying to do that at the same time as presenting music that you can sit down and listen to with headphones. You know, we don't want to be just a dance band putting four on the floor. And I know we take a lot of influence from musicians that sort of make you sit down and think a little bit. And I guess we hope that our music does the same. That's a tall order, of course, to blend those two.
Our first show as Partial Cinema was at like this burger joint that isn't in business anymore. And Ian was like, I play sax. And we were like, come play sax on this gig. And he didn't know any of the songs. So we just played some songs, and he was like, I'm Ian and I can play music over anything because I'm a genius. And then Jeff hated the name Partial Cinema. Just kidding. Everyone hated the name Partial Cinema. So we changed it to Partials. And I don't know if they went into what that meant already, but partials, so every pitch is made up of partial tones, or in shorthand, partials. So that's kind of where that is. We're just all singing together to form one pitch as a happy family. Sigh in July isn't just a music festival, it's also an art festival and community festival. So of course you've got artists showcasing their work, things for sale. You've got homemade goods, like you mentioned, I do make soaps. They're awesome. I'm not gonna plug them. But everyone is just bringing their craft and sharing it with the community. And I don't know, it's in a way to me like the whole music making and the craft making side of things, it's all the same, because really what you're doing is producing something for other people to enjoy. And I mean, people do pay to get in, so I mean, you're paying for a performance in the much way that you would pay, in the same way that you would pay for a bar of soap, and you maybe might enjoy it differently in that you're not rubbing the artist all over your body, but it is an invigorating experience.
Well, we wouldn't be able to do anything like this if we didn't have so many talented friends that all want to come together and be in one place at the same time and make something like this happen. Well, the hardest part is the financial reality of putting on an event like this. I mean, it costs a lot of money, and we don't really have any sponsors, so it's a very, very much a grassroots event.
Universal Sigh, so let's just take it from them. Their band, you know, they had a concept, they had a vision, they knew what they wanted to do, and they came to us and asked us, how can you guys help us, and how, you know, and what can we do to make this better? And they presented the opportunity to me, and I looked at it and I was like, this is gonna be awesome. These guys are great. The culture, the vibe, I mean, just the karma, everything about it is just, it's a good feeling, it's good energy. My name is Daniel Robertson. I am the general manager for Livewire Athens, the CEO for Livewire Sounds, and the talent buyer, or one of the talent buyers for Sigh in July. Livewire Athens is a family-run business. It is my brothers and I and my sister. We owned a venue in Savannah for 5 years, a few years ago, and then moved up here, opened this place up, and it's an event facility. So we do weddings, we do tailgates, we do corporate parties, we do concerts, we do festivals, obviously.
I'm Austin Parker. I'm the vocalist and bass player for Universal Sigh.
And charisma.
And
of
charisma.
Universal Sigh. I'm Steve Terry. I'm a guitar player, keyboard player, and occasional backup vocalist for Universal Sigh. Two of our band members are brothers, Pace and Jones, who are our two band members who seem to either be gone or wearing invisibility cloaks right now.
Visibility cloaks.
Yeah, they've been playing together for, you know, since Jones started playing drums at probably age 6 or something. And then I started jamming with Jones when I was in high school. We had a different bass player and he booked us a show, and then Pace was in town the day beforehand, and then all of a sudden we were a band. A few months later, I moved to Athens, and the band kind of did as well. Our original bassist wasn't able to, and we found this guy. I feel like each year Sigh in July has happened, we've been slightly less involved just because maybe it's been a little more of the Robertsons, who are they're three brothers who own Livewire, and our booking agent doing more of the corresponding between bands. But, I mean, Pace was the only mastermind behind the original one when it was just a residency on the Georgia Theater rooftop. We had 4 separate gigs. We played with 4 different out-of-town bands so that we could make show trades. You know, it was his idea. His girlfriend came up with the name because we needed a name. And then we were planning it for next year, and we decided to move it here. And then the Robertsons were like, let's make it 2 days. And then it's just kind of been snowballing.
Yeah. That was actually perfect, but just for my own.
Alright. Third time's a charm. This festival's dope. Let's fucking kill it. Space Cock on 3. 1, 2, 3. Space Cock! Hey guys. You guys having fun at the Sigh in July? Good. Take the time to listen, brighter noise will be. Present day description, for as the eye can see, it's not me. It's not me. The clock will never quicken, forgetting consequences. Just eluding satisfaction from the start. Hey. I went up to Athens and got me a degree. Headed out to join the masses, make a working man of me. Stopped the air full speed ahead, day after day. Never did I stop to think I could live some other way. Can't comprehend this master. Days turn into weeks and months as months turn into years. I was at your desk each day, building your career. Then one day you'll find yourself staring at the ground, swearing that you'll live your life. If time allows, if time allows, if time allows, if time allows, the time is now. The time is now, the time is now, the time allows. Thank you very much.
It's great to be here tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Love Bacchanal. This place is very near and dear to my heart. And Universal Sigh guys, thank you for having us. Couldn't do this without you. Let's keep riding.
just did our first run of a song called Houston that we used to do, and we kind of just revamped it recently and just this week and showcased it tonight. And I think that was probably the most fun I had tonight. Just a new instrumental, just kind of fell right into place. So that was my best moment of the night. It's been 2 years since we've played, and I think I had more fun tonight. Just, the energy was just really good. Yeah, the light show I think really changed things up. Just feeling like you can kind of sink into the light show and really base the jam off of like what you're feeling, and what you're seeing off the stage floor and the crowd. I think that really helps. It helps us to kind of feel more relaxed in the psychedelic parts of the songs. I thought, like I said earlier, it's probably one of the best sets we've played in a while. We really didn't have any hiccups on stage. We didn't have any moments of confusion. We really felt like we nailed everything that we planned, even though we actually had to add 2 songs because we were a little, short on our song list, so we had to add 2, but we really feel like the 2 encores, if you will, were the right choices. So, yeah, I think we really nailed our set, and I don't always say that. There's a lot of times when I don't feel like we nailed the set.
I don't know. Pace is like our business head. He's our spiritual leader. He is the one who is able to look more than 2 days in the future and kind of steer the ship both in the short term and for the long term. Without him, we would just be typical artists all running in opposite directions, banging our head against the wall.
I think it's been going really smooth. We got a lot of awesome people here helping us out. The amount of work for me on the production side has increased from last year to this year, which definitely makes putting on my musician hat and going on stage a little tougher, but it's still fun. I love doing it. I'm out here for the cause. I don't have concerns. I think it's going to be sunny all day. It seems like the rainstorm hit this morning, so we should be golden, and if it does rain, we got a tent.
I am Julie Hutchins, and I am the artist and vendor coordinator for Sigh in July. What I do is coordinate with all of the artists and vendors who are small business owners, and I give them all the information they need to be here at the right time. And with the art side of things, I like to think that everyone is an artist and try to treat that from a communal aspect and try to include a lot of various artists, big and small, and I try to set up some stations for people who are just attending to also participate in being creative.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, there's a lot of different scenes here. I really love how the jam and the psychedelic in Atlanta and Athens have kind of come together as one and kind of created this one big family of like a couple different genres that work together. That's a really cool thing, and there's just a shit ton of people in it, and everyone kind of plays around in different groups and contributes and records. on albums together and hangs out together. So it's a really special thing. I mean, it's a city here, but it's a tiny city. So yeah, you get to chill, which is really nice.
no gear moving until this place is evacuated.
Maybe it was
But anyway, good fucking meeting, man.
you too, man. I'll see you around. I like how we grabbed it.
So playing on stage, audience is getting really into it, and then the power cuts out, and not everything dies at once. So we're trying to figure out, like, did like the sound system go out? What's going on? We see the lights all start to go down, and the bass actually, which I was playing, kept going. So I was extra confused, and then so the power all goes out, and basically. So we do a bunch of acoustic jamming at home and at different events that we play around the Southeast. So pretty much we just kept going. One of the things that we do is there's a local version of Burning Man in Georgia called Alchemy, and so we actually bring a stage every year there, and we bring a generator and everything. So we have a full band set, but there's also a ton of acoustic jams, and so because you don't want to run the generator all the time, it's like both noisy and annoying. So we do a bunch of acoustic jams there, like at our house. We have musicians come over all the time. And so basically we just did that, this thing that we just do for fun or like with our friends, but got to do it here, like in this amazing room with all the amazing Sigh in July audience members and all like our friend musicians and everything. And so like, yeah, basically it was just like sort of improv, like following each other, listening. Our sax player Ian jumped down in front of the stage and played like in the midst of the audience, which was awesome. And he was, oh man, I don't actually play Barry saxophone, but I have a sense from working with him about how hard it is how much like air you have to push, and for him to keep going as long as he did was pretty awesome.
Well, the festival was going fantastically until about 8:50 p.m. when the skies opened up and a torrential downpour of hail and fury caused it all to stop, and the power went out of the venue. And so we came to the rabbit hole. So the rabbit hole is Nick Bradfield's home studio in this warehouse. And we did some jamming. Consider the Source played a couple songs. I thought Sigh in July went great. I thought that it couldn't have gone any better unless the power hadn't gone out and the hail hadn't destroyed all of the easy ups.